Why are we talking children's TV, Parliamo? Mid-2000s British children's TV, to be specific.
Because everyone saw it.
We were all there.
And we were all left with a mark on us.
When I say children's TV to you, where'd your mind go first?
The first thing I think of when someone says children's TV is Dick and Dom in the bungalow. Automatically. That's what comes to mind.
Well, the first place I go is my mum's mum, Nonnie. Her living room. Sky TV. Only place I could watch it. Dick and Dom. Yeah, that's where I grew up.
What, in America?
Aye.
Yeah. I'll tell you something, right? Obviously, I didn't grow up watching American kids TV, and I can't possibly comment on like other kinds of American kids TV apart from maybe Drake and Josh. But British kids TV was a lot fucking weirder.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like,
particularly younger children's TV. You go back to like that In the Night Garden type shit.
Even that.
Terrifying, man.
Mate, that stuff's scary, eh?
Teletubbies and all that stuff.
Aye, the baby that's the sun up in the sky and all that shit.
Yeah, and have you seen like the picture from behind the scenes and Tinky Winky is like 9 foot tall? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
They're actually massive in that. It's the stuff of nightmares, and they go into these films and film it and that. And it's for kids, and you just think like to actually come up with that.
Yeah, to come up with calling a character Tinky Winky as well, like there's no writers at BBC, like no writers.
Well, we know that already. But like, you kind of, when you look back at the mid-noughties and stuff, you kind of realise like, oh fuck, maybe we were exposed to some things.
Yeah, shit doesn't change.
It's
man.
not the same anymore.
You can kind of, it's still the same now in the sense that if you look back at all children's TV, you can kind of break it down into two camps where you've got TV like Doctor Who that's got like a strong kind of like moral message at the heart of each episode. And then you've got shit like In the Night Garden. It's just fucking wild. There's just crazy shit going on. No one knows what's happening.
I just want to meet the writing team. I want to know what kind of people they are. Are they people who care about kids and like they want?
No.
Or are they just like insane?
Yeah, definitely the latter. Definitely just all sitting in a room, up to some serious debauchery, coming up with the maddest stuff.
The writer's room smells terrible.
Yeah, it does.
Definitely.
Did you find that you were kind of more attracted to the stuff with a story at the heart of it, or the stuff that was just madness?
At the start, madness. As a child, I wasn't criticising the lack of development of characters and that. I was just going for madness.
For the they're just mental.
Who can
factor.
shout bogies the loudest?
Yeah, that was just amazing.
Yeah.
I watched back a clip of that today, and I think it's funnier now than it was when I was about 8 years
That's
old.
the thing. Like, I don't think you realise when you're younger, you just kind of enjoy it and that. But you look back at it now and you're like, what is this? What's going on? I loved Doctor Who back in the day. I was really, really obsessed with it when I was a wee guy, and like. But like when I was a wee guy, it wasn't about the stories and that. It was just about the monsters and stuff, and I was just in it for the madness.
Yeah.
But debatably, Dick and Dom is scarier.
Yeah,
I would rather have a Dalek in my room than Dick and Dom.
Aye,
I'd rather
You
go
went
for
down
a
to the end of
pint.
your bed and there's just Dick and Dom sitting there.
Fuck.
Rather a Dalek.
I'd rather just about anything.
Jack's got this thing for if you name an episode like series 5 episode, like you would just guess it. We were sitting on Netflix like going through it, like you get every single
Aye,
one.
because we used to.
Nerd man.
I used to buy the VHS tapes and used to tape over the episodes so I could watch them through the week until the next one came out. Because I was that sad when I was like 6 years old. But me and my dad used to write the name of the episode on the VHS, so I know what every episode's called up until like Matt Smith. If you tell me what happens in an episode, like 9 times out of 10, I can tell you what it's called.
The Absorb Love one.
That's called Love and Monsters.
That is called Love and Monsters. That was the one I knew the answer to, so that's why I was bargaining on it.
It's the worst party trick ever. It's like that impresses nobody. Everyone's just like,
Nah, I was pretty impressed when we did it. Like,
nice one, mate.
There's a few steps to the left.
I'm that guy at the party that's like, right, Doctor Who episodes right now, and everyone's like, that's like worse than playing Wonderwall, is it?
Aye, you've done that as well though.
Can do both. You're a guy who can do both. Oh,
Did you watch back anything for this ahead of us recording this? Nah.
I quite often watch like
Oh,
the
no,
bogies
wait.
things from Dick and Dom. The one in Glasgow Uni Library is really funny.
That's the one I had on today.
Is that that's,
Bit of a poor game of bogies though. Only hits a 4.2 on the
dial.
scale.
I suppose because when he's in the supermarket, he's going absolutely.
Oh, they go
mental.
taunt on the
But you've got
supermarket.
to. They're obviously embarrassed. They can't stop laughing and stuff. I've got so much respect for those guys for getting BBC funding, and that was their job.
Yeah.
Their job was to go into Glasgow Uni Library and just shout bogies as loud as they possibly can.
Yeah, mate,
And
that's
they
like
made
the dream job.
tons of money off it.
Yeah. Do you think they kept it, or do you think they just spent on?
I can't even imagine what Dick and Dom spent
Yeah.
that money on. Mate.
That definitely got that got squandered to George Best style, 100%.
Yeah, definitely party animals.
Yeah.
Do you think your tastes now are informed by what you were into when you were a kid? Like the sort of TV that you watched growing up?
I think maybe subconsciously. I think that the reason that we're all so like mentally warped is because we were exposed to that mayhem.
Do you like stuff like when our parents were younger though, like all the kids' TV show? It's fried as well though. Yeah, that's
think
yeah.
about like middle-aged folk.
Yeah, they're all mental,
right
eh?
either.
Yeah, middle-aged folk are crazy.
I think it's got a lot to answer for the collective psyche of the nation. Like Bill and Ben.
Brexit, they caused it.
Bill and Ben caused Brexit. 100%.
I've always wanted to meet someone, you hear about these kids that their parents didn't let them watch any TV. I would be fascinated to speak to someone like that and kind of just work out what's going on.
I mean,
And if it actually had like any impact upon them growing
on
up.
how they are now. Probably does.
Yeah.
There's probably so many cultural references they wouldn't get, so probably.
If they did an investigation and had like a control group of people who never watched stuff like that, and then, I don't know, put them in like a house for a
They're
week.
probably even weirder than the folk.
Well, that's the thing, they would think that we were the weird ones.
But no, that's not the way it is though, is it?
Or is it?
If
We're going to talk
if
ourselves into riddles here.
If you didn't watch TV as a child, mate, I don't want to know what you'd be like now. You'd be fucking weird, like.
But what?
Where would
what's
your-
normal? Shouting bogies?
Yeah, no, but aye, that is because as a child that was just common pattern, man. Like, you were like every folk were just shouting bogies and that. That was just like a thing people did. Like, what were they cutting about doing? None. They've got nothing to go off.
Probably developing skills.
Yeah, brain cells and stuff like that.
Yeah. Shite like that. Who needs it?
So we've got Doctor Who, we've got Dick and Dom. What else was kind of floating about the household growing up?
Tracy Beaker.
Another classic.
She was great. Like, I just remember my mum always being like, what is this? Like, I always wanted to watch it, and she was like, this is just madness. That wee girl's off her nut. But I thought that was incredibly watchable. I liked.
Really the highest praise you can give a TV show.
It was just watchable,
incredibly
innit?
watchable.
You can go back and watch it as well. Like, I remember a few years ago, just went back and watched a couple of episodes, and I was like, it's great. That Mike guy, the big man who ran the show in the dumping ground,
Big Mike.
just a sound guy. And Duke. Mind
Who could
Duke.
forget Duke?
Duke's the boy, isn't he?
Hey, you. Yes, you with the frizzy hair.
See, I was never I got into it in that, but I was never massive into it. But like, I'd watched the odd episode here and there. It's alright, eh? But better options like Trap's good.
Oh.
Now we're getting into game show territory.
Well, but Raven. You go
See,
for
that's like when
Raven.
things get a bit. Well, Dick and Dom was a game show, wasn't it? So it's like that's when things truly get mental. I used to think that they actually got trapped in the thing. Like, no joke. I thought they would be trapped, and I was like, why would you apply for that?
in a permo bag and
that's some risk. Like,
Andrew, how do you feel about being trapped?
I feel very disappointed that I'm stuck here for the rest of my life.
Poor, unfortunate Andrew.
see nowadays, right? We sit and watch like The Chase and Pointless just in the flat all the time, just whenever it's on, right? So not all the time, when it's on. Do you think our love of game shows is stemmed from the CBBC category? Do you think it's like maybe that's developed our tastes?
maybe. But what
the
you
reason
just
we
made me
love
think
Bradley
of there
Walsh
was
is
like,
because we bashed the Raven when we were younger.
I don't know.
You seem to have a very BBC kind of orientated way of growing up. So I'm thinking like Jungle Run.
Jungle Run.
We're getting into CITV territory.
Yeah. I remember Jungle Run. Another one where I thought they got stuck. So they kind of disturbed me a wee bit.
The real theme developing here.
I kind of just frightened me a wee bit.
It's like
I wasn't
now, man.
I wasn't completely stupid. I knew that like when they got zapped and Raven and disappeared, I was like, that didn't happen.
There's someone up here.
Like, yeah, you think I'm stupid. But when they got stuck in the temple, and did they not have to act like I'm stuck? Yeah.
Guys, I don't know what to tell you.
Drum.
You had your 20-second warning. I told you at 15 you got to get out.
No, we didn't.
You didn't leave quick enough.
We didn't hear it.
Well, you seem pretty shocked, and I'm not surprised, but unfortunately, that's the rule of the jungle. You get out, you get the prizes, you get locked in, you stay there. It's hard, but that's the way it is.
I'd be like, fuck, someone help them. Like, surely their mum's upset about this, wanting to write an email. My son's been in a temple for 5 weeks.
They were all orphans owned by the BBC though, so it was fun.
Yeah, luckily Alfalfa was an orphan owned by the studio.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
What about Sorry I've Got No Head?
Sorry, I've got no head.
You never watched Sorry I've Got No Head?
What is this?
That rings a bell. But I can't remember. I can't think.
It was like a sketch show, but it had like one of the women from Bake Off in it. One of the two comedians, Mel.
Oh.
Gild.
You know what? It does ring a bell.
No, I
But
don't
like
have
the
no
sketch
clue.
show that comes to mind for me would be Stupid. Do you remember that?
I remember Stupid. That was a few years before Sorry I've Got No Head.
That's like
The precursor.
OG
yeah, that was good. Devil Finger.
Oh, Bendy Wendy.
Aye,
That shit's scary. Like.
yeah, that was good.
Devil Finger! Ah! Oh, stop that! It's not me, it's Devil Finger! Devil Finger!
Fucking who came up with that?
What? You know what's mental is that you look back at all these shows and the amount of like stand-up comedians and people who are now
They're doing
appearing on 8 out of 10 Cats Discounting and all
Miles
that shit.
Drop from Parliamo.
Yeah.
Horrible Histories.
Yeah, Horrible Histories was
I know.
There's so
class.
many people in that have like made acting careers and proper like comedic careers and that because it's hilarious. It's great.
But it's funny when I was watching back one of the episodes of Dick and Dom before we did this. Bloody Greg Davis turns up in it. Is that his name?
Does
From
he actually?
In-Betweeners?
Between
Yeah,
Us.
Really?
Just pops up in a random episode like doing a wee bit.
I didn't know that. I think that would be a good thing to like sit and watch back the whole thing.
Yeah. Brain was got turn it mush though.
I would. After about one episode.
Worth it though. It'd be good. Some laugh.
Nowadays they're doing like appearances at unis, DJing and stuff, and unions and
Well, that's the Choco Brothers.
exactly, yeah. That seems to be like the path of short choice for anybody who was on telly in Britain in the noughties.
Yeah. And Cascada.
And Cascada. Who else?
It's the same as anything though. It's people milking this kind of nostalgia. It's the same kind of thing that fuels, you watch all these 80s bands coming back and doing reunion tours and trying to kind of make one last.
That's
Yeah.
Dick and Dom at
Paycheck off
Dundee
it.
Union.
Yeah, something that we like I've noticed over the past like couple of years, especially like being on Twitter and stuff, and like the sphere of popular culture, as a lot of people are talking about, like they're kind of remembering. Oh, hang on a minute! Remember Dick and Dom and Tracy Beaker and like the Chuckle Brothers.
Yeah.
And remember how just like weird that was, but everyone has a collective memory of it. Everyone remembers it.
Yeah.
And it's like a kind of big thing to tap into. There's loads of discussion that can come out of it because everyone like witnessed it in one degree or another, or most people.
It's like long enough ago that it's like actually, it's kind of part of like cultural history as
Yeah,
well. For,
but
like,
also
especially for our generation, like that is
Yeah.
what we grew up with, and that's
Yeah.
probably did have some massive effect on like the way we are now.
Yeah. Turned our brains to absolute like tatties. And like maybe we're just getting old. We're at that point now where you're looking back and go, oh, remember how good that used to be.
What's
starting.
kids TV like now? It's awful.
Well, that's the thing. And that's what my mum and dad like would sit when I was watching Dick and Dom and be like, what the fuck is that? Because what is it? If you had your child watching that, if you walked into a room, like if you had no prior knowledge of Dick and Dom, right, and you had a child, and you walked into the room and they were watching Dick and Dom in the bungalow, and you were witnessing like this absolute mayhem, you'd probably be concerned.
Nah, you'd be buckled. You'd be like, this is class. If I walked through and fucking my son's just watching like bogies, I'd be like, yes.
Aye,
that's,
to be
that's
fair,
class.
yeah, but it wasn't even just that. They would like bully the kids. They would just bring them on and just bully them. They'd be like, you've won the prize, and then they'd be like, woo, and then they'd be like, no, you've not, get off. I saw a clip not long ago where they told the boy he'd won like a prize, and he was so happy, and we were like, we're only joking. Get out of the bungalow.
Oh, mate.
Do you know what I mean? How many emails were written to them? I don't like these guys. They're no right. What are they doing on the
And
telly?
the BBC stood behind them.
Yeah, well, they laughed their way at the bank, so like you got to respect it, to be honest. I mean, if you could be doing what Dick and Dom are doing, you absolutely would. Those guys
100%.
had the best job ever.
Why aren't you doing what Dick and Dom are doing?
I don't know if there's a market
Question
for
I
like,
ask every day.
but you couldn't. I don't think you could do it now. If you had like the basis for a show, if you went to the BBC and went, I'm going to pitch this, what we're going to do is we're going to get like 10 kids in this bungalow. We're going to psychologically torture them for half an hour. We're going to tell them they'll win prizes and we're not. We're going to throw custard at them, and we're going to shout in public places. The BBC would be like, no, you're not.
I think the rule book's got thicker, people are more cautious, people are a bit more worried, and I think to give us, the free rein to do a live TV show on a Saturday morning, I don't think anyone would let us do.
What period in your childhood do you reckon you've got the most amount of nostalgia for, do you think? What sort of age range?
I reckon between the ages of 6 and like 11.
2010 World Cup.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, South Africa.
Yeah, so that's all I remember from my childhood.
Bluetoothing songs to each
Yeah.
other. Like, I remember.
Oh, and your wee £40 phone.
Yeah.
Holiday by Dizzy Rascal on your Nokia brick, Bluetooth.
Airplanes.
At Skun Park. Yeah.
Waving flag from the World Cup.
Yeah.
I was
All
like-
classic Bluetooth tunes.
There was a boy who went to my primary school called Danny Taylor who could kick the ball really far. Like, really far. And he used to just run on the pitch and just, like, kick it onto the roof or kick it into the street, and that. Everyone was like, fuck's sake. But he was older, and if anybody tried to, like, say anything, he would just slap you. And he, on the bus, had Waving Flag playing out at the back on the bus home, and I was like, Danny, please Bluetooth me that. And he said, no.
What about Diablos?
Oh, mate.
Do you recall Diablos? Oh, yeah.
I know what you're on about. When I was just in Alicante like a few months ago with my girlfriend, and there was this guy. We were just out for tea. This guy had this Diablo, and he was like, "Oh, watch me," and we were like, "Aye, sound right." Fucking Diablo and right up in the air. Like, you should have seen the height it was going. Madness.
Do you think they've ever, like, had sex?
No. Nah, the guy was pretty cool. Like, he
Did
definitely.
you say the name of that boy there?
No. No. Well, what did you think I said his name was?
I can't remember. I thought you said something.
No, I didn't say his name. I don't know his name. Mr. Diablo.
That'd be something to get good at.
Pablo Diablo. Yeah. I've got one actually in my garage, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Get it on stage. Forget your running, mate. Get the Diablo out.
Do you remember the Slammer?
Oh, yeah.
There was a guy on that who was really good at Diablo, and he did it to like music and that. But when I was wee, I always thought that was the instrument. And I was like, that's cool as fuck. He was like flicking up in the air, and it was like playing McFly. I was like, that's amazing. I really want to get good at that. But once again, I was wrong, like I am about most things.
That's another one of those shows where they got trapped at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, you had to perform to get out of the jail. And
Why were they in jail in the first place?
see, that's something that they never really got into.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine there would be a dark. But like, do you remember they had the puppets and that the little green bird and that? Sometimes would be on it. What did he do?
No, I don't want to know. Probably some serious shit.
You know what I mean? There's like a 6-year-old girl who's been done for triple murder and arson, and she's going to.
Arsonists do start young.
Well, she started very young, and as a result, she was in the Slammer, and to get out, she has to do a backflip.
She had the Diablo to McFly.
Yeah. McFly were on it once, right? And
Hold the phone.
yeah, McFly were on it once, and obviously they won it.
The agent will be after acts like Leo, the unicyclist, Bruce Airhead, and if he ever gets his hands on McFly...
You'd be raging if you were a kid on the week that McFly got put on, because what chance have you got?
No, I have no chance.
If anything, that's going to inspire you to commit more crimes.
Yeah, against
Your
McFly.
one shot of redemption, gone.
Yeah, I think that's
What
kind
hope do you have left?
says a lot for the prison system, I think. How are you getting out of prison, like, when McFly are there too? What can you give us that McFly can't?
Yeah, they can do anything.
That means that the winners and free to go is McFly! Give him a cheer! Oh, it's close! It's close! Give them all a big hand!
Would you go back? to childhood? That's the real question.
100%. I would do anything to be running about school, playing football, fucking watching Art Attack.
You don't know it at the time, do you? You really don't know. You don't know what's to come and you don't know what's going on.
Pretty happy right now. I probably wouldn't go back. Like,
I probably wouldn't go back. If I was to go back and still have like the brain that I do now and have the knowledge of life that I do now, however limited that may be,
but that's the
I
fun
still
bit.
think it would torture me. If you...
Did you want to grow up when you were a kid? Like, were you one of those kids who was very conscious of wanting to be an adult?
No, I was the opposite. I was like, no, I don't want to grow up. I hated it. I'm turning 23 in like, 5 months or something.
It's bus past territory.
Yeah, mate. I can't.
How old are you, Alex?
How old am I?
Yeah.
Can't
I'm
ask
20.
him that. No way. I'm a
Fountain of youth.
I'm a dad. Like, I'm old. Like, 6 months time, Tracy Beaker and that to me is going to be just like the smallest part of my memory. All this stuff's going to fade away. All I will have to remember of my childhood is this interview. This is all I'll have left of like Art Attack, Tracy Beaker, will just be faded.
Mm-hmm.
Smart.
Yeah. The warehouse. I don't want to go back there.
No. Don't want to go back to the factory. Don't make me.